Imagine sitting among 500 monks, waiting for the Buddha to deliver another teaching. The assembly is silent. Everyone expects another profound discourse on suffering, compassion, or liberation. But instead, the Buddha says nothing. He simply raises a single flower. The monks wait. No explanation comes. Then, among the entire gathering, only one monk smiles. According to later Zen tradition, that monk was Mahākāśyapa, the disciple who understood the Buddha's teaching beyond words, and who became known as the first Zen patriarch. But here lies the mystery. The famous flower sermon does not appear in the earliest Buddhist scriptures. Historians generally believe it emerged centuries later within the Chan and Zen traditions. Yet Mahākāśyapa himself was not a legend. He was a historical figure who lived alongside the Buddha, became one of his greatest disciples, and later played a crucial role in preserving the Buddha's teachings after his passing. So, why did later generations choose Mahākāśyapa as the symbol of direct awakening? To understand that, we must return to ancient India, more than 2,500 years ago. Before he became Mahākāśyapa, he was known as Pipali Kassapa. According to the Pali Canon and early Buddhist commentaries, he was born into a wealthy Brahmin family in the kingdom of Magadha. He had everything society valued: riches, status, a powerful family name, a future filled with comfort. But despite his privilege, Pipali was deeply troubled by something many people ignored. He saw suffering everywhere. When farmers plowed the land, he noticed insects and living creatures being harmed. When servants worked to maintain luxury, he saw the hardship behind comfort. While others saw success, he saw the hidden cost of attachment. Even before meeting the Buddha, he had begun asking a question that wealth could never answer. Can a life built on possessions ever bring true freedom? His parents believed marriage would anchor him to worldly life. They arranged a marriage with Padakapalani, a woman from another wealthy Brahmin family. But, according to Buddhist tradition, something extraordinary united them. Both secretly longed for a spiritual life. Neither desired luxury or worldly achievement. When they finally shared their feelings, they discovered they had the same aspiration. Rather than pursuing an ordinary marriage, they agreed to live with restraint and support each other's spiritual path. After their parents passed away, they made an even greater decision. They abandoned their wealth. They distributed their possessions, freed their servants, and left behind the life that most people spend their entire lives trying to obtain. They chose the path of renunciation, and this decision led Pipali toward the most important encounter of his life. While searching for truth, he encountered a monk walking calmly along the road. There was no display of power, no attempt to impress, yet something about this person was completely different. The monk was Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha. Pipali immediately recognized that he had found the teacher he was seeking. He bowed and requested ordination. The Buddha accepted him into the Sangha and gave him the name Mahākāśyapa. Soon after, one of the most meaningful exchanges between them took place. Mahākāśyapa offered his fine robe to the Buddha. In return, the Buddha gave him his own patched robe, worn through years of teaching and traveling. To others, it may have seemed like a simple exchange, but symbolically, it represented something much deeper. The Buddha's robe represented a life of simplicity, renunciation, and dedication to the Dharma. By accepting it, Mahākāśyapa demonstrated that he understood the same path the Buddha lived. His connection with the Buddha was not built on status, intelligence, or ambition. It was built on the way he lived. Among all the Buddha's disciples, Mahākāśyapa became known for his extraordinary commitment to simplicity. While many monks accepted comfortable accommodations, he preferred forests, caves, and remote places. He wore robes made from discarded cloth. He accepted whatever food was offered. He owned almost nothing. Importantly, these practices were voluntary. The Buddha taught the middle way and never required every monk to live this way. But Mahākāśyapa chose austerity because he understood something profound. Every possession can become an attachment. Every comfort can become a dependency, and every dependency can limit freedom. For him, simplicity was not about suffering. It was about protecting the mind from being controlled by desire. This discipline earned him the Buddha's deepest respect. The Buddha praised different disciples for different qualities. Śāriputra was known for wisdom, Ānanda for his memory of the teachings, Mahamoggallana for his meditative abilities. Mahākāśyapa became known for his unwavering discipline and austere practice. He did not seek attention. He did not compete for influence. Yet, because he never chased recognition, people trusted him. The Buddha recognized someone who remained steady even when no one was watching. Then came the greatest responsibility of his life. After 45 years of teaching, the Buddha entered his final days. According to the Mahaparinibbana Sutta, he passed away at Kusinara. Mahakashyapa was not present at the moment of his passing. When he heard the news, he immediately traveled to pay his final respects. Later traditions describe a powerful story. The Buddha's funeral pyre would not ignite until Mahakashyapa arrived. Historians consider this a later devotional account rather than a confirmed historical event. But the message is clear. Generations of Buddhists saw Mahakashyapa as the disciple whose devotion to the Buddha never wavered. However, his greatest contribution was still ahead. After the Buddha's passing, a difficult question faced the Sangha. How would the teaching survive without the Buddha? How could future generations know what the Buddha actually taught? Mahakashyapa understood that preserving the Dharma was now his responsibility. According to Buddhist tradition, he organized the first Buddhist council at Rajagaha. 500 senior monks gathered to preserve the Buddha's teachings. Upali recited the monastic discipline. Ānanda, who had spent years beside the Buddha, recited the discourses he had heard. These oral traditions eventually became the foundation of the Buddhist canon. Without this effort, Buddhism may have fragmented soon after the Buddha's passing. Many people remember the Buddha for teaching the Dharma, but fewer remember the disciple who helped preserve it. That disciple was Mahākāśyapa. And centuries later, Zen tradition gave him another title, the First Zen Patriarch. The flower sermon became the symbol of this connection. According to Zen tradition, the Buddha held up a flower, and only Mahākāśyapa understood. While historians cannot verify this event, the meaning behind the story reflects something deeply connected to Mahākāśyapa's life. He represented direct realization, not endless discussion, not collecting knowledge, but living the truth completely. His teaching was not found only in words, it was found in his simplicity, his discipline, his freedom from attachment. Across Buddhist traditions, Mahākāśyapa remains remembered in different ways. Theravada Buddhism honors him as one of the Buddha's greatest disciples. Mahayana traditions respect him as an enlightened master. Zen remembers him as the first holder of a transmission beyond words. Yet all traditions recognize the same quality. His authority came not from ambition, but authenticity. Today, we live in a world filled with information, opinions, and endless distractions. We often believe that more knowledge will finally bring peace. Mahākāśyapa's life offers a different message. He possessed very little. He spoke very little. Yet his influence has lasted for more than 25 centuries. Not because he explained the truth better than everyone else, but because he embodied it. Perhaps that is the meaning behind his famous silent smile. It was not the smile of someone who discovered a secret hidden from others. It was the smile of someone who finally saw clearly. And perhaps the greatest question Mahākāśyapa leaves us with is this: if letting go of possessions, distractions, and attachments allowed one man to discover such freedom, what are we still holding on to that prevents us from seeing the truth that has always been here?